What are the 10 things you should do as a new writer? I'm going to tell you. Welcome to my channel. I'm Autumn Bardot, and here you will find quick tips, author tools, and maybe even a little bit of inspiration. Welcome back. And if you're new, thank you for giving this video a click. Today I'm going to discuss all of the things that a new writer should do. Now, I didn't do all of these things in the beginning because, frankly, I didn't know. Before we get started, you don't need to take notes. All of my show notes will be in Club Autumn. That is my Facebook group. So just click on Club Autumn and you can get all the show notes. Let's get started. Number 1, create a style sheet. I had never heard of one, and frankly, I hadn't heard of one until I became traditionally published. And somewhere in the middle of that edit process, they sent me a style sheet. Was it in the beginning? See, I can't even remember. But the style sheet had things on it like spellings of foreign words, what was going to be capitalized, you know, those special words and places that you may capitalize, Oxford commas, if they were using towards or toward, which words were hyphenated, and if there were several spellings of a particular word, which spelling that they were going to go with. And the proper nouns that they were going to capitalize, things like wise woman, she was in one of my novels, and whether they would write a number with the actual number or the number written out. I was so impressed by this. Evidently, I am easily impressed that I began to do it with all of my novels. I thought, I'm going through the first draft, I'm doing all this work, so I created a style sheet for all of my subsequent novels. It helped me with spelling, with all those little things that you just can't remember, so that when I went back and did revisions, I just checked out my style guide. Did I use towards or toward? T-O-W-A-R-D or T-O-W-A-R-D-S. Number 2, if you're going to indie publish, take time to get the cover right. People do judge a book by its cover. It's true. For my very first indies, my urban fantasy, I went through several different covers. And then I went through another little tweak when I had finished the series. So it said book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, and all of the books together looked like a series. You can go on Google and you can just Google how to make things look like they're in a series, and they'll probably tell you there's like 3 or 4 design elements, and I don't even know the number exactly, that will make it appear that it all belongs together, that it's a unit, that it's a series. So take time finding a cover. And for some of my books, finding the picture, and then I went on like Deposit Photo and, you know, all of those photo sites and paid for the downloaded high quality resolution photo. It took sometimes days and days and days of me typing in different keywords and then envisioning it on a book cover. Was there going to be space for my name? Was there going to be space for a title? How was it going to look? I have someone who does my formatting for my books and for my covers. I show her the picture, I mock it up on PowerPoint because I don't have Photoshop on my computer, but I mock it up in PowerPoint pretty much how I want it. I also find the fonts, and taking fonts, well, for Goddesses Ink, I spent 3 days looking for fonts, and I downloaded quite a few. And I ran the fonts through things. For example, with Goddesses S, a lot of the fonts I liked. The G's look like S's. And that wasn't going to work when you're looking at a very small picture of the cover on Amazon. Number 3, take time to find the categories and keywords. This is something I think a lot of new writers rush through, and it takes time. You need to do investigative research. You need to get on Amazon and start clicking through things and looking at comparable books and what their keywords are. Take the time to do this. Number 4, use all of the spaces in the KDP dashboard to fill it up with keywords. You can always go back and tweak them if you feel you need to. You get 7 sections on the dashboard. Fill them up with the appropriate keywords that are going to resonate with the readers. And once again, finding those keywords usually takes me more than a week of research and digging into Amazon. 5, do put your book into 10 categories. There will be 10 categories for an ebook and 10 categories for a paperback. Find the categories that work best for your novel. And there are so many categories, way more options than what Amazon gives you on that little drop-down menu in the KDP dashboard. So once again, you're going to go onto Amazon, you're going to open up books or ebooks. They have a whole big header there and you can click through, and then on the left-hand side, you start clicking through all those different categories that you can add to your book. And so when you've uploaded your book, you just email Amazon and say, I would like to add 8 more categories. You're only allowed to put it on 2 in the KDP dashboard. You just actually email them, here are my 8 more, but you need to put it in the format that they require. 6, do say you are indie published, not self-published. Indie sounds cooler, like an indie rock band. 7, do keep the book bloggers, bookstagrammers, and reviews you get, the great reviews you get, on a separate sheet of paper so that you can find keywords, fun phrases that you can use for headlines, for promotions. 8, do embrace reality. Chances are, your book is not going to be a #1 bestseller. Very, 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 very few are. There are algorithms at work that we don't know anything about. And chances are they're going to favor the big-time publisher, not the indie author, or even the little guy in a smaller press. Yes, I know there are always exceptions, but you can have all the hopes and dreams in the world, and that is good and that is so wonderful. But also, reality. Be realistic. 9, do create an author page on Amazon. You just go to AmazonCentral.com. It will list your books. It has a nice dashboard, very manageable, and you can put various things in for your book. So I recommend that you write a great bio, put up a picture, link your blogs, all the things that it allows you to do on that Author Central Amazon page. 10, do keep writing. Keep plugging along. If you love to write, then you'll enjoy every moment of it. Don't get obsessed with the numbers. And there are things to be obsessive about, for sure, when writing, rewrites, that kind of thing. But first-time writers, new writers, just keep writing, keep getting better, improve your craft, do all of those things, and just enjoy it. Like, have fun with it. Those are the 10 do's for new writers. If you learned a few things, or if you even learned one thing, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would love if you would hit subscribe. The more subscribers I have, the more my free content gets out there to all the new writers who need it. I hope you will join me next week when I discuss 10 ways to annoy a reader. You don't want to annoy a reader, do you? No, but writers do it all the time. And remember, writers, to dream, create, and embrace. Bye-bye.